We started Radwimps when we were 15. Especially Kua was really into this band. I mean, like, I didn't think I was gonna be a professional or something. He was really into it, and he even quit high school. We had this confidence about, you know, what we're doing. So like we went into this tournament we had in kind of like a high school tournament, the band contest. It was held in Yokohama Arena, and like it was kind of like a huge contest. And we got to the final. We win this contest, and it was amazing. The first release as a band was 18. We were in the 3rd grade of high school. We signed with EMI when we were 20. Yeah, after we released 2 albums in the indie label. Our best show so far, maybe for me, it was last night. I mean, we had a London Live last night, and it was amazing for us. I mean, like, we had this energy that we haven't been through for like recently. I mean, it was kind of like more like the very beginning of this band. I mean, like, it was, of course, because it was like the first audience, most of the people, and the environment. I mean, the air was different, but like everything gathered up, and like it was amazing for me. Yeah, totally.
ようやくワンマンでその横浜アリーナでできるっていうその日はとても。
We were in a different band, Takeda and us, and he was in that contest, that band contest, in a different band, and we met in that Yokohama Arena, and we, after that, we came to this same band. We, as Radwimps, we gathered, and and about like 4 or 5 years after that, we had this one-man show in that Yokohama Arena, and he said that, yeah, that was the most, you know, thrilled moment.
First show? 日本語でよ。去年の大阪城ホールで、たまにしか起きない現象が起きて。
Last year, it was Osaka Joe Hall. It's in Osaka, and it's a huge venue. We had this tour, and he said that it doesn't happen that very often, but when you get so high during this live, the adrenaline comes up, and he said that everything that in his sight gets slow motion. It started to happen that, and
very excited.
Excited.
Yeah.
My favorite band is Radiohead.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Our favorite, Mr. Big.
My favorite bass player is Max Miller.
My favorite guitar player, Paul Gilbert.
My favorite songwriter is Tom York. Yeah. So the writing the song, it happens in many ways. I mean, like, we sometimes jam in this small studio, put our ideas together, and sometimes I just make some demos, you know, with computers, Pro Tools, and make them listen, and they're gonna brush it up and like rearrange it, and they're gonna send the datas back, and like we kind of like do it back and forth sometimes.
考えた時に洋次郎がちょっとなんか手を加えることによってすごい良くなったり。
The arrangement or like the riff, he comes up, and sometimes I make a slight change to that riff, and he said that that slight change makes it really Radwimps. I mean, like, really into the band. Okay, for like the song Oshaka Shama, it took quite a long time to come up with this riff, the very first beginning riff, and I was just concentrating on working with that riff. That riff is a lefty riff, but since I'm lefty, I can move my hand better, you know, in left more than right. And they said that this riff is Awesome. In the future, we'll love to make an English album. Definitely. We can't, well, promise or anything, but like we'll love to. And like we understand that English, you know, how big and how important it is. I mean, English is during this Europe tour. So like, yeah, definitely. We're looking forward to make an album.
ですかね。やっぱりこうギターを始めるにあたってやっぱりギブソンのレスポールっていうのはなんかやっぱり
Right in the beginning, when you wanted to play guitar for like mid school, maybe
Yeah.
around like 14, 15, Gibson guitar was like the most ideal guitar for like most of the people. I mean, like most of the guitar kids. The very first guitar was his dad bought it for him, and it was Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson.
Oh yeah, Les Paul Jr.
Yes.
I remember that, the red one, right?
Yeah. で毎回ほとんど使ってたから。
And the biggest challenge was when we were still in the Indies, he borrowed some money from the bank and bought this, what was it, vintage?
Yeah.
Was that the 68?
1968.
1968 guitar, having a loan. And after that, he used that for every single recording, live, showcase. And he loved that, you know, sound.